Hey everybody, welcome back to Joe Sins. Joe Sins Rarest Photos for right now. I wanted to just kind of give an update of what is coming up on the channel. So we're going to have Billy Stanley on Friday's show, and we're going to talk about some things that he hasn't talked about before or in a long time. And then also during this video here, I'm going to preview one of our Christmas songs that we finished recording. That's going to be on the record. And then I'm talking with Desiree Presley, and at some point I'm hoping to bring her on to have a conversation. Darian Matera will be back hopefully next week. He doesn't know it yet because I haven't messaged him, but he will be. He's a great author of a lot of other books besides the Are You Lonesome Tonight? But regardless, it's the holiday season. It's Christmas time. I want to invite everybody, to try to remember what it feels like to feel some peace, some serenity, and some understanding for your fellow man and woman, or fellow man, fellow women. I don't want to offend anybody. And understand that. I get a lot of emails all the time, and I touched upon this yesterday. The message was basically, I'm not going to tell any other Elvis channels how to run their channels. They might try to tell me how to run mine, possibly. I don't really listen to the noise, and I know there's other channels that mention me in a positive light and possibly in a negative light, but that's fine. It's their reality, it's their experience. But while it's on my heart to kind of talk about it for a few minutes before I preview this is going to be a shorter video, by the way. It's not going to be very long. While it's on my heart to kind of talk about this, Halloween's on Friday. Thanksgiving's less than a month away. Christmas is coming. And there's a lot of you on this channel that are alone. You're alone. Maybe you lost your spouse recently. Maybe you've lost your spouse a long time ago. Maybe you've never had a spouse. And I think that one of the wonders of technology, there's a lot of downsides to technology, of course, but one of the wonders of technology is the ability to be part of a community, to be part of a family. And families are messy. They're not perfect. But a good family can argue about things, come back together during holiday seasons, forget about those arguments, and put together some memories. So maybe your family is this community. Maybe your family is Elvis and the Elvis community. Don't expect perfection from your fellow subscribers, from people on other pages. Try to take anything that's negative towards you, or negative in general, with a grain of salt, if you can. It's not healthy to live in stress and negativity all the time, okay? So it's just on my heart to kind of talk about that. And if you don't have anybody to reach out to in your past, family, friends, like I said, you've got a community and you've got people that maybe are like-minded, and don't be afraid to leave a comment to their comments, and then they'll comment back if they see it. Now they're not always going to comment back, but it's within your power. And if you've got somebody from your past you haven't talked to in a while, another wonder about technology and the internet is sometimes you can type their name in, an address, phone number. Now there's some scams out there, and then there's some paid things. There's some paid search. That some of those places you can find a phone number, find an address to write a letter to or an email to. Once again, there's ways to reach out to family and friends from your past, maybe that you just lost touch with. Perhaps you had a falling out and it was your fault. We all make mistakes. I think we're going to talk about that with Billy. We are all human, okay? Everybody, no matter how kind they may be, one thing I was talking with Billy about when we had a phone conversation just a little while ago was one of my personal belief systems, and that is this: that we're not defined by one moment, one mistake, one positive thing. We're not defined by multiple positive things, multiple mistakes. We're defined just in general as a whole of who we are. And so if you made a mistake in the past and you messed around with somebody's, that's coming out the wrong way. If you made a mistake in the past and you messed around with your friendship, that's what I was kind of intending to say. Yeah, and maybe you didn't, maybe it was all about you and not enough about them. Maybe you said something because of a political thing or a religious thing that offended them. And I mean, they may be willing to be friends again, and enough time has passed, enough water under the bridge. So just consider that. Consider that you don't have to be alone. Sometimes people choose to be alone, and sometimes you have to have people cut out of your life because they're negative and bad for you. That's the other part of it. I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just saying that I'm glad that you're here. If you are alone, some of you are suffering with some medical issues, and I'm glad maybe to be a small part of the healing of that, or a small part of the distraction. Okay. As we get older, I know I joke around that I'm still 28. We know I'm not 28. My sciatic nerve the last couple of days that's cut me out of doing tennis has reminded me that I'm not 28. And I've got a friend that I need to reach out to. And whether or not, he said some things about my wife that I didn't like. During a political discussion, heated political discussion 4 years ago or 6 years ago, something like that. But he was one of my best friends throughout my whole life. And I think I already tried to make one attempt. It's the political side of this world is very heated. It's very divisive on both sides. It's not one side's fault. It's really both sides. But as we get older, those folks that remember things from our youth, you remember things about their youth, the positives. There is a time for healing. I guess there's that song, there's a time for everything under the sun. So don't give up. Don't give up on a person or an old friend or once again, relationship or an old relationship or whatever. I mean, they might have lost their spouse by now. But the point of this is just don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to make new friends. Don't be afraid to sit if you're alone, to kind of sit at your door. If you have a safe neighborhood, and wave at people. Wave at how you doing today. You might make new friends in a neighborhood. Anyway, so here's a preview of the new Christmas song. It's going to be coming out. I would say we're hoping November 15th or November 25th is when we're going to release the Christmas record. Our actual record, our country record, my wife and I's record, is going to be coming out somewhere between 7 and 10 days from now. I'm still piecing it together. We'll get it released. I'll let y'all know. Got to get some physical copies of CDs because people want to buy them versus try to download. And I hope you have a wonderful Halloween. If you enjoy giving candies out to kids or walking around with the grandkids or the kids, try to do everything with love if you can and with patience. It is difficult. It's difficult, but like I said yesterday, I've tried to do everything opposite that I had as a child. Not that my father and I didn't have some good times. There were some good times, and I recognize some very positive qualities about my dad. But he also, we had a different experience of how we had an adult life too, and so anyways, try not to judge people as much as you can. I know, once again, calling the kettle black. I mean, we talk about Priscilla a lot on this channel, but we talk about Priscilla because we don't see changes. We see negative changes that continue. So, I mean, I say prayers and and wish positively for Priscilla that things do change, because things just are not looking good for her in general. She just looks more negative and negative and negative, and her appearances get worse and worse. And sometimes I'll save that for whether Billy wants to talk about that, but we do things and it poisons us. And Priscilla's done a lot of things. We've done things too, but you've got to be able to recognize it, turn it around, and do a different behavior or think a different way in order for it not to poison you. So, anyhow, have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed this preview. I'm excited to share it with you. It's not going to be the whole song. It'll be the first verse and the chorus, but I'm excited about it. I think it's fairly different. It's a different Christmas song. And then my wife's got a song she's going to be doing that's a beautiful, beautiful country song about family and holidays and stuff. And we're gonna cut a small EP and put it out there. And maybe there'll be some new Christmas songs that you can have at Christmas time. All right, till next time. TCB TLC. This is Joe Sims, Rarest Photos. I'm on the way into work. That's why I got this hat. So, hence no cowboy hat. All right, till then, bye.
Hey, Mr. Claus, did you remember to blow out all the candles?
Yeah, babe, I did. Hey, don't forget to grab our matching pajamas. Remember the ones you bought last time?
You know I won't.
I refused to wear.
I'm in charge of the radio.
Yeah, I remember that rule. Let's pack a bag and a bottle of red. As snow falls off where the city lights spread, we'll leave behind the plans we made for a different kind of Christmas holiday. We don't need a tree or mistletoe, just a cabin somewhere and a fireplace glow. Leave the computers and shut off the phone, so it's just us on a runaway Christmas.
We'll trade the hustle and bustle for those mountain pines, where the only sound we hear is your heartbeat.